Welcome, glad to have you back. Today we are going to have a look at Roadwarden. What is Roadwarden? Well, let me cite from the official Steam page. Roadwarden is an illustrated text-based RPG that uses isometric pixel art and combines mechanics both from RPGs, visual novels, adventure games, and interactive fiction. Roadwarden came out at the day of this recording half a year ago in September 22. And already has overwhelmingly positive reviews. Quite a few actually, I think like 1600 or so at the moment of this recording. So it totally caught my interest because I am a little bit of a sucker for this kind of innovative text-based, text adventure computer games. For example, I still haven't come around, but when creating this channel like 3 months ago, a little bit over 3 months at this point, I actually started off because I wanted to make a showcase video of the Sorcery PC game series, which is also a series of essentially just fantasy visual novels or text-based choose-your-own-adventure games. But, well, the first one starts off pretty generic, but just well made, but with an expectable set of circumstances. The second, and especially the third one, take a very innovative approach and actually utilize this core text-based adventure game logic and make it interesting, replayable on the computer, but while still hanging this original feel. It's kind of hard to describe, but that's one of the reasons I always wanted to make a video for this. So this is a genre I very much like and enjoy. The question is, of course, if you guys can enjoy this, if I, with my admittedly a little bit limited English capabilities, is going to mostly read through this game. But nonetheless, let's have a look at the official Roadwarden demo. As always, link to this game and its demos down in the description. Here on JustDaZack, what's my mission to show you guys a hopefully interesting video game almost every day. I'm excited. Roadwarden, let's read ahead and start a new game. Everyone knows to stay away from the wilderness. Most people would never risk a lonely journey. Roadwardens not only accept the struggle, they embrace it. They deliver messages, assist merchants, burn human corpses, and, if possible, get rid of the beasts and highwaymen. They live on the road, die young, or retire early. It's a dangerous job, but a respectable one, and it pays well. I still have my doubts now. I leave the safety of these city walls. We wanna go. Let's become a Roadwarden, shall we? The wall is still standing. There are no wolves around, no stench of blood. Good signs. This should be the place you're looking for. You were supposed to meet with a group of soldiers, but you hear no voices, no sounds of labor. The gate is ajar, but the camp isn't safe. It may keep away the goblins and pebblers, but not beastfolk, nor trolls. And the night is near. Your palfrey breathes heavily. It had a long day. I could just look for another shelter. I need to look around cautiously. I dismount and sneak to the gate. Let's peek inside. Get off the horse and enter the camp briskly. I need to look around cautiously. Let's go with that. Considering the noise, you doubt that anyone noticed the clatter of hooves. The short, dry grasses barely cover the arid soil of this valley, but you're maybe a minute away from the edge of the sparse woods, which get denser as they climb up the hills. At best, this trail has a few more years before getting overgrown for good. Hard to believe it's the only route north. Well, looks like nothing suspicious. Let's dismount and sneak to the gate. Take care of yourself. If you're hurt or exhausted, some actions won't be available to you. The weaker you are, the higher the chance you'll die in combat. Did we just take damage? Great. Your heavy boots hit the ground and the pain of the long ride finally catches up with you. You stretch out, bringing your back and legs comfort. All you want now is a table, a decent chair, a nice mug of beer, and some warm stew. With any luck, your axe won't be needed here. I approach the gate slowly. I actually don't know what is this. LF? LF, it's a melee. If it's a military. I guess if, that's just a very weird way to have a capital I guess. Not used to this. If it's a military camp, it doesn't look the part. Plenty of wasted space. The fire pit is cold. 2 people are sitting at the table, tired and disheartened. They're looking in different directions, paying no attention to one another. One of them is holding a cup. After a moment, you notice the quiet humming. You recognize the melody of a light-hearted drinking song from the city harbor. 2 people. Okay, we can't highlight this or anything. Let's actually quick save, because why not? I could just look for another shelter. I mean, they don't look like much of a threat. I can enter. That's seemingly where we're supposed to go to anyway, right? It takes them a few breaths to glance in your direction. The first person greets you with a wave of his hand. There are bags under his eyes. His beard is messy. Despite his simple shirt, he's wearing durable, decent boots. A mace with a hat covered in iron hangs at his side, but he doesn't reach for it. Take a look at the second soul. Well, he's greeting us. Just like you, she's wearing a gambeson, but hers is a bit loose, as if she took it off a corpse. Her head is shaven, as if she's protecting herself from flesh-eating bugs. Her eyes are very, yet kind. She smiles. Considering the squad was sent here half a year ago, these 2 surely look the part. Though, there should be more of them. 8, you believe. I let them speak first. We're just going to approach them for now. It's nice to see an unharmed traveler in this godforsaken shithole. Makes me just a tiny bit hopeful. The bearded man's voice is strong, yet timid. You'll be staying the night with us, I guess. We're soldiers, he and I, adds the armored woman. Her moment switches from half asleep to relaxed. We'll do our best to keep the camp safe, but if you were to take the first watch, it would be a huge help. Travelers ought to help each other, wouldn't you say? You think for a moment. To fully rest, you would need a good sleep. That's fine. Sure, leave it to me. You know, gotta make a good first impression in this first impression series. Fantastic. She rubs her hands together. I don't remember the last time I had more than a half night of sleep. The hours before midnight should be the calmest. Just wake us up if anything happens. The man flashes you a wide smile. It's easy to wake us up. Just yell. He drinks from his mug. I ask them about their lieutenant. You wonder how to phrase the question. There we go. Okay. Some gameplay. Whenever you meet new people, you can influence how they perceive you by selecting one of the attitudes. Got it. So friendly, playful, distanced, intimidating, vulnerable. But what about your lieutenant? I was... Interesting. I mean, given how our conversation already went, I mean, the only way to go is friendly, right? Yeah, be supportive and cordial. I was hoping to meet with your lieutenant. Could we talk for a bit? The woman lets out a loud sigh, dusts off her gambeson, and steps towards you. She pays little attention to the sword at her side. We most definitely can, you and I, though holding this rank is still somewhat new to me. Are you a messenger? Did you lose your mount? She observes you with curiosity. Or are you looking for help? Well, actually, I'm your new Roadwarden. My horse is waiting outside. Really? The soldier in the shirt leans forward. That explains how you got here in one piece all by yourself. Better bring your beast here, that's the lieutenant. We have no hay, but I bet in dreams of dropping its saddle. A long pause. I'm Tulia, by the way. She reaches out her hand. It may be a trap. I gotcha for her to stop, pretending to be embarrassed. I should wash myself first, but you can call me. Interesting. Let's just be completely mistrusting. No. I shook her hand. Well, obviously, we're Zack. There we go. Confirm. Her grasp is confident. The shake is slight. Just keep your horse away from the tents. She steps away. We don't need to smell its dung. There's this one issue. The soldier in the shirt also rises to his feet. We have no tent to spare. You'll have to use a blanket or something. Can't we just, group cuddle or something? No problem, I jobs everything starts well. We're having I should get used to sleeping on the ground anyway, I guess, as a road one, sure. You walk through the gate. Your mount looks around and snorts anxiously. Not many humans could ride a horse. It's not only taller than you, but also bulky, as heavy as it's strong. You can get in the saddle within a single breath, but most people wouldn't know where to even begin. From every side, it's a wall of flesh. Horses were brought to the Dragonwoods from the conquest in the south. They can trot for a long time, but won't outrun some of the local monsters. Your palfrey needs you to survive, but without it, you too would be lost. It's my only companion here. I wanted to feel the east. I don't care how it feels, but I needed to be as strong if I want to travel. No, that's my only companion here. We've been through some shit together already. It takes a few steps towards you, scalding you with another snort. You scratch the bottom of its neck, with strength and confidence, just the way it likes it. Humans see useful animals and even pets as monsters in disguise. Getting emotionally attached to them is believed to lead humans to their doom. But you know that horses need companionships. I speak to it gently, lead it to the camp. You end up next to the fire pit. Removing the saddle makes the horse nicker with relief. You take a couple of minutes to examine its back, just in case. Well, the riding equipment is not that heavy for such a strong animal. With enough time, it starts to chafe. You wish it had something better to eat than this shabby grass. You should look for an inn. Well, first off I need to unpack. You have brought that many things. And you lost one of the sacks while fleeing the Crimson Corpse Eaters. Ooh, what are Crimson Corpse Eaters? Worst of all, you have no rope left. But maybe the soldiers could share one. Shouldn't cost more than a dragon bone. Aside from the travel set, you own a few valuable possessions, essential for your trade. Oh, cool last selection. Are we a fighter, a mage, a scholar? Or I want to learn more about the 3 classes. Interesting. Well, let's see. Fighter. I spent my savings on decent combat equipment. I have a fine gambeson, an axe made of steel, and a reliable crossbow with quarrels. Mage. I have talismans that help me use my powers, as well as an iron axe and a worn gambeson. Or a scholar. I carry writing instruments and chemical ingredients, as well as an iron axe, a worn gambeson, and a healing potion. Whew. Oh man, hard to tell. What if we learn a bit more? As a fighter, you have an easier time in physical challenges, thanks to your superior equipment and hidden bonuses during dice rolls. Okay, the fighter's weakness is their reliance on physical strength. Your special abilities won't be available to you if your vitality drops to 0. The mage uses Pneuma, a versatile but limited pool of energy points that can be spent to cast a few humble spells. Magic won't protect you better than a sharp axe, but as a mage, you'll be able to heal faster while resting. Detect magic in a mysterious area, distract the beast with a simple trick, and find common tongue with other magic users. Ooh. Using the mage's power to freely will result in having no Pneuma left than when you need it the most. The scholar will know more about the world's mysteries than you, helping you take advantage of some unusual situations. Your character will impress the locals with its knowledge, and you'll be able to read the sparse, written clues without anyone's assistance. Scholars struggle with combat more than the other classes, but with enough carefulness and exploration, you gain access to chemical mixtures that will help you escape from many dangerous situations. Interesting. Well, that's just for this first impression. Let's keep it simple and just be a fighter. I guess we can't go too wrong with that. Open your inventory to see your positions. Alright. Taking hits will damage your armor. You can then fix it in various settlements. Armor 3 out of 4, yeah. It will stop even a life-threatening strike. With your current gambeson, it's the best protection you can get, fair enough. You feel well, 3 out of 4. Inventory first. Unless you're occupied with another task, you can eat food, drink potions, and use your items from this menu. Be sure to click on each new item you receive, as some of them can have unusual applications. Okay. Oh, there's a lot to read. We have food rations, a pouch with coins, gambeson, the travel set, a well-crafted battle axe, and a crossbow. Okay, I'm actually going to read them, and we're gonna see each other after that cut. You unpack and inspect your belongings. Your water skin isn't pierced. The spare clothes are still here. Just in case, you take a look at your wooden bowl and mug, your cape, tinder box, bandages, food rations, knife. Nothing special or too cumbersome. From time to time, your routine helps you avoid mistakes, but this doesn't make it any more exciting. I return to the soldiers. They at the table again, absorbing your beast and chatting between themselves. Their stomach growls at the sight of them eating out of wooden bowls. One more bowl was put at a previously unused end of the table. You can sit down on tree log. I join them and take a look at the meal. I thank them for the meal, but I don't want to eat it with them. I sit down and ask who they what she can tell me about this area. I completely ignore the meal. No, we want to eat something. I join them and take a look at the meal. Keeping your stomach full will make you stronger. The starvation won't allow you to restore vitality while resting. You can find your supplies in the inventory. Got it. Saw them. It's cold gruel. The meal eaten in times of hardship. This specific bowl is filled with water, hock millet, some strange-looking cereals, and blueberries. Welcoming you with a meal, even a humble one, is beyond their duty. Soldiers live with and for their companions, constantly on the move from one part of the realm to another, making sacrifices to protect their group as they face dozens of hideous creatures. Their lives are filled with discipline, hardship, and camaraderie. Roadwardens, on the other hand, learn how to work by themselves. They seldom engage in open combat, patrolling the same roads for years. They help the settlement stay in touch, but also maintain commerce, settle down, forge friendships. When there are no laws to follow, they use their own judgment. Different responsibilities, different lifestyles. I eat quickly, not focus on the taste, then speak with Tulia. Nice, we have more nourishment. It's easier for you to overcome physical struggles. Nice. Well, thanks for the meal, I'll take it. She's focused and chooses her words carefully. She looks away only when she gathers her thoughts. I'm afraid I can tell you less than I would like to, and less than I should. She nods towards the other soldier. As you can see, there's not a lot of us left. At the beginning of summer, there were 8 of us, including our previous lieutenant. 5 are dead. 1 has run away in tears. We're also strangers in this land, adds her companion. Well, any piece of information may help me do my job. The man leads forwards. His legs shake nervously. He sounds like a kid asking a bard to sing one more story, tell a joke, or do a magic trick. Whatever it takes to escape from boredom. His untrimmed beard hides a much younger face than you originally thought. What did the officials tell you? I expect not that much. No soul governs these lands. Well, I share what I consider to be relevant, actually. You tell the soldiers how little guidance you've received, since this area is too far away from Hovlavan to keep it under control. You were warned that it is untamed and unknown. Who knows how many villages, bandits, or monsters may be found in these unmapped hills and forests. From time to time, new people come here to look for boundless opportunities. Most of them never return. Do they turn into walking corpses, or find what they are looking for? No soul could tell me, so I was looking for your guidance. Oh wow, that's a lot of speech options. Before I continue my journey, I need to ask them about the peninsula, the Roadwarden, and the rope. The rope is the most important. The lieutenant drinks from a cup and crosses her legs, ankle on your knee. Seeing her chair makes you doubt she'll ever find a comfortable position. Where should we start? Well, let's talk to her about everything, and let's see what happens after that. You go to the barrel and splash water on your face, which makes you even more aware of how much you need a bath. After the night, it will only get worse. Your horse is already napping, still too anxious to lay down. Before I prepare for my watch, we also just quote-unquote unlocked the appearance mechanic. You don't stand out from the crowd. You won't get much cleaner without a proper bath, which influences how people perceive us. So we kinda want to be a little bit more clean if we are in society, it seems. So I talked to all of them. It's actually interesting how much story and background information already happened here. So as we kind of learned before, these have been 8 soldiers, and they, are supposed to be here in this area. And when they arrived, this very camp which we are in right now was actually occupied by bandits. Bandits which kind of usually lured in travelers and so by being friendly to them, saying, yeah, we'll protect you, and once you spend the night, they just rob you blind. And these soldiers tried to somewhat talk to them if they would help, and if not, which of course they refused to, they attacked the fort to get rid of the bandits, to make it safer. But during this attempt already, they were outnumbered, so more bandits, and the bandits also had an ice mage. The ice mage also took out the lieutenant and his boyfriend apparently when he tried to save the lieutenant. So straight up, the first tour line died. Also another one died, which made Thule, I think was her name, which we met here in this camp, became the leader of this group. And of course, then she explained, so let's actually count this down. So 8 arrived, 3 died in this initial attack, so 6. Then she told us that another one was actually ripped apart by a werewolf or werebear doing a ritual hunt or something like that, so down to 4. And the other one apparently cut himself on his dagger while cleaning or something, or a sword. And, I think it's tetanus, refused to tell the group. Acted tough, so they had to cut off his hand, and he was so embarrassed that he left. And then it was only 3, I think. And now there's these 2, and the other one I think just cried or so. Maybe I forgot the other one. We also got our first quest, which we can look up in the, not archive, this is where we can just reread everything in the journal. We're supposed to find essentially our predecessor Exordium, the predecessor Roadwarden, who might be dead or alive, we don't know, but if we can find that out. Before I became the Roadwarden of this peninsula, a man known as Exordium used to patrol these roads. If I manage to find out what happened to him and bring the news to Tulia from the southern camp, I'll receive his abandoned belongings, which is like a bow and a healing potion or something like that. Sounds pretty nice. Apparently that guy also had some kids, so we might, I think she mentioned when we managed to find out what happened to him, we can travel together to the village where his kids are to bring the message. So traveling together might be a good thing as well for us. Well, regardless, let's prepare for our watch. The soldier in the shirt is eager to guide you. Just observe the area. There's plenty of griffins around, though they won't try to jump over the palisade. Probably better watch out for the apes. They climb up and carry out any food they can find. And then there's this one really loud were-elk. Cool. They keep smelling the wall, though it has never tried to get in. A were-elk. Amazing. Also, they told us that Asterion, the previous Roadwarden, had apparently essentially like, I think, a little dinosaur that he trained and rode into battle or just rode along the roads. So there's already like a very interesting story and world building going on. There's apparently in some villages here there's necromancy practiced, but not necessarily in an evil way, but more they made these zombies to work in the fields and to cut trees and so to use them as workforces and stuff like this. This definitely gives already this vibe of a wild peninsula where everyone is just trying to survive somehow and using the best with the resources and magics and things they have, apparently. Very cool. He points at the gate. The lieutenant and I will block the entrances. They're quite heavy, so if anyone comes here looking for shelter, better call us to help you out. And if this someone is being chased by wolves or anything, better throw them the rope instead. He scratches his head. If it gets cold, feel free to make a fire. And the best place is on the watchtower. You may want to put a blanket there or something. The watchtower? I mean, we don't really see a tower here. He gives you a long, puzzled look. Oh, here. He points at a pile of crates. Just climb up to the tallest one. You'll have a great view at the northern side. The more dangerous side. And also, I know you're tired after all that riding. He points at the tent on the other side of the camp. I can handle a couple of hours sleeping on the ground. If you wish, go there after me and rest. Just this once. At least I have a pellet inside. I smile. Thanks a lot. No, we're gonna be friendly. These guys are very nice to us so far. Oh, it's night. Awesome. I really like how this changed. Not just the music, but the visuals really gets you into the mood. You put your blanket on the tallest crate and sit down. The night is warm, but the sporadic summer breeze brings gentle refreshment. From time to time, your back itches, and you have to force yourself to keep your eyes open. The light of the moon helps you focus on the tall grasses. For most of the time, you spot smaller critters and birds, but there are exceptions. At one point, you see 3 horned deer trying to challenge one another. Before they clash their antlers, a 2-legged dragonling appears, leading its much smaller offspring. The furry beast tried to intimidate the predators with raw and aggressive head movements. After a few moments, both sides walk away slowly, not willing to risk the fight, nor to admit their defeat. I don't let it distract me. I keep looking around. You hear the death screams of distant prey and the mating calls of monkeys. Ooh, how is the mating calls of monkeys, I wonder? Runners are chasing a grey hare. A group of musk oxen lazily chew the grass, preparing themselves to sleep. A dusk fox is running together with a lynx, making playful screeches. Thankfully, you never have to intervene. You just sit there, watching the not-so-distant forest, trying to outlast your sleepiness. You can only guess how much time has passed. Once you feel you've had enough, you climb down and go to a tent, waking up the bearded man. With just a couple of words, you confirm that nothing important has happened. I gather my things and squeeze into the tent. I use my back as a pillow, put my blanket on the pallet, and cover myself with my cloak. Sleeping in a tent is not the stuff of dreams, but it's a much welcomed rest. The pallet keeps the cold soil away. The moonlight saves the outside world from the eerie gloom. You listen to your own breath and find a comfortable position. Your job starts tomorrow. I focus on the real goal of my journey. New entry, explore the peninsula. The Merchant Guild wants to take control of this realm. Your watering duties are secondary. First and foremost, you need to explore the peninsula. Learn about the territory, resources, and threats. Get to know the locals, and if you can, convince them to consider negotiations with Hovlavan officials and traders. Could the tribes resist these soldiers, or be a threat to the priests of the ununited church? Are there any forbidden practices that need to be eradicated, such as blood magic, necromancy, robbery, or slavery? Well, at least I have time. 40 days to be exact. I need to be as thorough as I can. Oh, we have a time limit. Once you finish your reconnaissance, you should speak with Tuli and return to Hovlavan. There, you'll report back to your employers and get your reward. In the meantime, you have your own goal to pursue. Oh, what is our own goal? I need to gather some extra coins so I can help a person I care about. I need to gather some extra coins so I can retire early and live in prosperity and safety. If I gather enough connections among the local leaders, I'll use them to become a major player in the Merchant Guild. Ooh. I want to be remembered as the soul who brought peace and order to this realm. A hero. I just want to help people, make this region safer for the locals and the newcomers alike. Well, I need to find a new life for myself. I have a difficult past and I want it to be forgotten. I mean, frankly, Roadwarden really seems to be a very dangerous, apparently also very well paid, but also a very lonely job. So I feel if you end up in such a position, you have already a story and a journey to be told, and you just literally just want to start over, and maybe you don't even have anything left to lose. So yeah, I need to find a new life for myself. I have a difficult past and I want it to be forgotten. Let's go with that. New shelter unlocked, new entry in your life. You can't travel during the night. Press the sleep button to rest. Your half-asleep senses are catching the sounds of the wild forest. Your instincts keep you alert and anxious, though the pleasant, humid, late summer air even its out slowly. You're thinking about your goal, but you need to gather your strength. All I can do now is rest. Let's sleep. Sleeping in a tent. You can spend the night in a burrowed tent. It's nothing special, but it will protect you from the wind and rain, and the ground won't be painfully hard nor cold. You don't need to eat right now, and this is our money. Well, I guess it doesn't really heal us, but... So it doesn't heal us, it does take 2 food, nourishment, and makes us 1 less, well, clean, so to speak. Let's sleep. Did I get this right? Yeah, 1-1, makes sense. You're woken up by sunlight, well rested and ready. Without haste, you gather your things. After only a couple of breaths, you notice a weird smell, like a roast. No burning meat. Burning, rotten meat. Disgust crawls into your consciousness. You exit the tent. Your horse is looking around nervously. Your bags are where you had left them. You see an open gate. Oh no, quick save? No, let's actually do a proper save. How do I proper save? Save, like here, there we go. Okay, I go outside to see what's happening. Both soldiers are standing near a humble pyre. The man in the shirt looks at it contemplatively. Tulia is the first one to address you. Zack, she greets you with a nod. We used the horse's manure for the flames, so don't worry about cleaning it up. You see a corpse among the flames. It's impossible to tell if it belongs to a male or female, but it was an adult. The burning process won't be over for a couple more hours. A traveler or an undead? The latter, a young man. She lacked the pneuma to understand what she couldn't get inside the camp without climbing. I stabbed her with a spear from... Wait, a young one. She lacked the pneuma to understand... Oh, so it seems like if the pneuma is essentially what we learned from the character creation, like your mana, your magic power. So I guess that means if some zombies, some undead have a little bit more magic in them, they also are smarter and maybe can even understand people. Interesting. So far it seems like undead mostly are harmless in this world. I stabbed her with a spear from a safe distance. She shifts her weight. One more fog and she'd be a real threat. Ah, okay. Even now it took a couple of hits to knock her down. Got it. Sooner or later, every human shell wakes up. Gaining... Oh, there's the explanation. Sooner or later, every human shell wakes up, gaining more strength with each soul it devours and each moment it spends in the fogs. Burning the dead is not just a religious practice. It's a necessity. Soldiers, priests, village mayors, even road wardens. Making a large pyre takes a lot of time, but it saves lives. Tulia calls this undead a she. Most unites hesitate to do so. Time for me to leave. Well, we learned a little bit during character creation, during the dialogue about the different churches. Actually, as I didn't have that many information, I went with, okay, actually, I'm more of a pagan. I don't know much about gods. I don't really care. But there's definitely different beliefs, and the United Church, the United ones, seems to be the most common in the civilized world, at least. Not sure how it is here. Time for me to leave. Running away from the reek, huh? I don't blame you. She walks with you for a few steps. Find us here if you need us, or if you learn what happened to Asterion. There's enough ground here for you to rest. Safe travels. These words make you stop. An old farewell mocked in a number of songs and tales, but yet you hear no scorn in Tulia's voice. You wonder how many acts of kindness like this one you're going to experience in the days to follow. She returns to the pyre. Oh man, these are probably our best friends we will ever meet here. And prepare myself for the journey. Use the travel button to see the map and move to another area. Nice. You somehow missed the fact that your mount is already settled and warmed up. You double-check the equipment, but you don't need to fix anything. The soldiers were diligent. Normally, preferring any palfrey for a long journey takes a lot of time. You put on your gambeson and make sure that your axe is tightly attached to your belt. Then get in the saddle. The palfrey nickers, ready to leave. It's time for you to get to the crossroads, north from here. Let's go, travel. Travel forward to continue the journey. Once you're done with the north, speak with Tulian to return to Hoverland. That is a big map, wow. Map key. Show map key. Okay, not sure what that means. Nighttime shelter. Tulia's camp. A military outpost surrounded by a wooden wall, set in the middle of the valley. You're currently here. And we can, yeah, that's the symbol. So this is one area where we are allowed to sleep. Travel north. Let's see what happens. Ooh, I love that music. Ooh. Even at a later hour, you wouldn't expect to meet any travelers in the valley. The warm summer breeze lures your mount forward, but the serene chirping of birds is quickly replaced by the distracting screeches and gurgles coming from further down the path. You soon find the pack of four-legged griffins. They are larger than foxes and merge the features of birds and furred beasts. Each one is of a different size, coat, and colors, and their temperaments are just as varied. Their fronts are covered with vivid feathers, while their rears have darker fur. Their wings are massive, making them impressive jumpers, but they're too heavy to fly. About 24 beasts are yelling, brawling, and chasing each other around, blocking your path. Oh no, quick save! Consider my options. The dice icon marks the actions that involve a random chance. Okay. If you have any vitality points, you can use the warrior's training to access unique interactions. Forced. Use violent. Okay, this is essentially because I'm a warrior. Force. As an experienced warrior, you gain an advantage during physical struggles. Nice. You can't enter the forest blindly. If these or other creatures were to chase after you, the thicket would be disastrous for your horse. There are reasons why travelers stay as close to the main roads as possible, and why adventurers move in groups. Usually, the safest approach would be to stay where you are and just wait for the pack to get hungry. It may, however, take up to a couple of hours. You're thinking about your conversation with Tulia. You've got a lot to do, and time may be of the essence. Okay, so what are our options? The chance options are: attack my axe and hurry the horse. If we ride fast enough, we should be fine. I should stay here, better safe than sorry. I grab my crossbow. A light hit should be enough to make them scatter. Well, I think looking at our inventory, that seems not to be involved with a random chance, but it seems like we have only 3 bolts, I would assume, considering this number here. These are dice throws. I'm not sure what really affects those. So, 14 hours, 30 minutes before dusk, day 1, 39 days before autumn. Okay, we're not really nourished. You won't restore health while sleeping or resting. Does that mean I should eat something? Let's actually see. Can I do this? Maybe this affects. If we're super hungry, maybe our chances in physical things, because we are a little bit, very, or just weakened. Maybe we should eat something, food rations. You can't use your inventory right now. Fair enough. Okay. At least I can't eat right now. And we are very dirty. What are our force options then as a warrior? Getting through them should be easy enough. And this takes vitality, right? So I would trade in 1 vitality just to get through? That's the question, right? The other one would be I take my axe and hurry the horse. If we ride fast enough, we should be fine. That is actually... This is the thing. You're thinking about your conversation with Tulia. So during the conversation, which I cut for you guys, but she mentioned that usually the best way is to just run away. And usually our horse is fast enough, especially our palfrey, to deal with most things here. So I think if we could just force, but it doesn't griffins. I feel like this is maybe even more dangerous. Hard to tell how it works mechanically, because this is our warrior option. But I feel narratively, I just want to take my axe and just try to ride past as fast as possible. Let's do a quick save and let's see what happens. I have no idea. Also, I want to see what a dice roll actually is in this game, what happens. You learn... Oh, okay. You can learn more about your abilities in the character sheet. Force, advanced training. While your vitality is above 0, you find ways to overcome physical struggles. You have an advantage during physical interaction that involves random chance. That should have worked as well, right? Appearance, cleanliness... You lose cleanliness when you sleep or engage in tiresome activities. You can wash yourself in safer water sources. We will do so more efficiently with special equipment. Combat experience slight. Engaging in combat helps you during future fights that involve random chance. Spared animals, none. Depending on your beliefs, saving and sparing animals either makes you a weakling or soothes your soul. Religion, atheist, lies, none. Suing experience, none. Gambling experience, none. Interesting. Oh, I can't scroll up anymore. Now I can. Zack the Roadwarden. After years of training to become a fighter, I left home to escape my difficult past. Well, let's see what actually happens. Initially, your horse completely trusts your guidance, though after a few more steps, it snorts. You prepare your axe and get ready to push away any griffin willing to jump on you. Once you get in the middle of the surprise herd, your mount squeals and gallops forward. The creatures in front of you flee, but others try to jump at you from both sides. You kick 2 of them away, but the 3rd one scratches your leg. It hurts, though only a bit. You ride away, and the griffins can't keep up. You still hear their screeches when your mount slows down. Once I get to a safer spot, I stop to clean and bandage my wound. Was this the positive outcome? Or was this a negative outcome? Interesting that the game actually doesn't tell you this. I mean, apparently, even without a force option, I have an advantage as being a warrior, I think? So I'm not quite sure what worked mechanically, but sure. I mean, we lost 1 vitality, could be worse maybe. I mean, the worst outcome would be if something happened to our horse, I think. Well, let's stop and bandage our wounds then. Keep track of your achievements as your journey unfolds. The road splits. According to what the soldiers have told you, you might find a safe inn by turning left. The forest to the right is lush, and the trail overgrown. Kids used to have this song. How did it go? The harshest pathway leads to the dragon's lair. Those who search for treasure, do you truly dare? The signpost in front of you doesn't make your situation much clearer. It was put here by someone who can't write. For folks who can't read. Covered in old, red paint, it points east. Blood there, as people say. Danger to be found. There's not a soul to ask for guidance. Can we now eat, by the way? You can't use inventory right now. Okay. Quick save. I look at my horse. What's its name? Oh, we can name our horse. That's amazing. Well, Sodal, because I'm not very innovative with the names. Sodal is peaceful as you stroke its mane. Maybe it can't help you choose a path, but you've spent many years together. Happy to go on. It takes a couple of steps forward. You spot a few berry shrubs and wild cabbages, but they still need at least 2 weeks to gain maturity. Ah, dang it. Time to make a turn. Seek shelter. Wait. We could also wait, but why would we, right? Inventory. Can I now eat? Oh, yes. Eat a food ration to increase your nourishment by 2. Let's do this, actually. It's easier for you to overcome physical struggles. We should have eaten in the camp at the beginning. I guess that would have increased our chances with the, with the other things. With the, griffins. My god, English. Return. Merchandise. Soda is actually equipment. While valuable, they can't survive in the Dragon Woods on their own. They are owned by messengers, scouts, or rich city folk. We also got a robe from the people. Well, let's look at the map, I guess. Travel and see where we want to go. So, east is more dangerous. Left is essentially where we want to go. The southern crossroads. A point connecting the deep forest to the east, the western wetlands, and the road to Hovlavan. You're currently here. I have no idea. Oh no. Decisions. And a choice. And choose your own adventure game. Who would have thought that? How dare you, game? New life. I want to escape my difficult past. That's the main quest, so to speak. Explore the peninsula. So, to the left is the inn. It seems like the inn is where we want to go anyway, and we will probably end up there anyway. So let's go to danger, I guess. What could possibly go wrong, right? Oh god, let's do another proper save and go to east and try not to die. Explore east. The curvy road east is overgrown. Sodal trots when it has a chance. But more often it walks, forced to jump over larger branches blocking the path. The nearby lake is surrounded by thirsty wildlife. I observe the dark forest, ready to act if something jumps at me. Ooh, fade to black. What is this? Look at the symbol. A couple of stone slabs were turned into a hut-like shape. One of the ancient chapels raised by the priests of the United Church in the days of a few soldiers and even fewer shelters. The dolmens proved to be especially durable, though the conditions they offered were harsh. The entrance is barely wide enough to let you walk inside. It was meant to keep larger beasts away, including your palfrey. You can't spend the night here. You dismount and look around. Yeah, I approach the hourglass carved into stone. What does that mean? It's the most common religious sign of the city folk, adopted by the United Church, Orders of Truth, and the majority of fellowships. It's used in temples and during the funeral rites, but also to decorate codices or jewelry. The winged hourglass betray the ephemerality of life and the rigidity of time. When possible, they're made of steel, signifying the strength of humankind's determination and innovation. Well, I'm not a pure soul. As I'm standing in front of the hourglass, I feel nothing. Sodal is playfully poking the nearby bushes with his notes, ready for the further journey. Well, enter the chapel first. The beams of light get through the gaps between the rocks, but you can hardly see anything. A torch would fill the place with smoke, but a candle will suffice. You wonder how many travelers have sat on the cold rock, observing the entrance and fighting with their heavy eyelids. Is this test? Can I now light a candle somehow? Maybe with my... I have traveler set? No. So I guess the traveler set doesn't allow me to light a candle or something. If I just click on all my items here... No, we can't even eat right now, but that's fine. Character sheet? No, right? Well, just look around. Use your keyboard to name objects that you're interested in. Interesting. What are you looking for or paying attention to? Oh, what? Oh no. What are you looking for or paying attention to? Example, door. I have no idea. What am I looking for? Loot. Right. You either don't find it or it can't understand you. Look for something else. Items? You either don't find it. What am I looking for? Food. Okay, what else? Does this consume time, by the way? 30 and 30. Let's see. Items. Weapon. Doesn't take time, though. It's hard to tell what's going on here. What if we actually go with the example and say door? There are no doors in the walls, and considering the size of this dolmen, it is only one chamber. What else could I look in for here? Oh god. Wall. They all around. They are all around you, the walls. Nice. Ceiling, right? You see a couple of spiderwebs. One of the spots on the ceiling is covered by soot. Okay. What if we go with soot? You notice sticky soot on the walls. Part of it covers black marks and pictures. Possibly letters. Oh, look at this! It's actually... This wasn't here before, right? What if we go with pictures? A large part of the wall is covered with engravings. It's difficult to figure out what they are meant to portray, but one picture is obvious to you. A long arrow pointing down. I wonder, I wouldn't be surprised if we had played the scholar, that he would actually know what these markings actually tell you. Parts of the writing as well as the nearby wall is covered with suits. Okay, long arrow pointing down. What if we go with the writing for now? No. What if we say arrow? What if we say down? You stomp in a couple of spots and don't hear any direct response. If there's anything below this chapel, it must be under a thick layer of soil and rocks. What do we... Black arrow, maybe? Under a black arrow. No. Button? Maybe there's a button there. There are no obvious buttons around. What if you actually go for secret? If it's nearby, you need to figure out how to get to it. Well, under a arrow. Aha! You make a couple of small holes in various spots. But the most interesting area turns out to be hidden beneath the remains of an old campfire. You move all the ash and pieces of wood until you find a well-preserved plank. You dig around, finding a solid trapdoor locked with a steel padlock. Yes! I break the trapdoor with my axe. Oh, I love how this changes actually visibly here, the thing. Oh, that is awesome. You take your axe, but realize that the padlock may be much easier to break through. The wooden planks, even if a bit moist, are in great shape. You look for the right angle and make 3 strong swings. After an encouraging clang, the padlock falls off. I look inside. You lift the hatch and the heavy, humid air suggests an abandoned farm cellar. Your candle allows you to estimate that the tunnel is roughly 15 feet deep, but there's no ladder that you can use. You think about lowering the rope, but you realize that one of the brick walls is covered with large holes, meant to be used as a sort of vertical stairs. You hear no sound coming from the tunnel, but the moldy walls and old cobwebs are not very welcoming. Quick save, and of course we're gonna climb down. Oh, this is awesome. We have to move slowly, learning the new route. You hug the cold, moist wall, seeking the support of your boots. It doesn't take long before you feel comfortable enough to jump down, then light up another candle. Both the walls and the floor are made of stone slabs. You see no movement, no other source of light. The short tunnel leads you to a small room. I walk inside. Ooh. The room smells of rotten wood and fungi. Abandoned junk is scattered on the ground and shelves. Earthenware jars, rotting scraps of linen or leather, wooden plates, bones for carving, and rusty iron tools. While these odds and ends may be years or decades old, the basement could be just as ancient as the main floor of the chapel. The one thing that seems to be uniquely fresh and durable is a small wooden box, held together by a few fiber cords. Yeah, I take the box. It doesn't feel empty, but it's light. You shake it for a bit, trying to guess what's inside. You can't open the box without cutting the cords. No, I cut the cords with my knife and open the box, of course. The box turns out to be filled with rags, covering a fragile bottle. It's small and closed with a tall wax seal, inside of which you see a thin stick. It should be easy to instantly open it, if needed. You can't look inside, and if you open it, you may not be able to seal it again. Nevertheless, you recognize a magical potion when you see one. Oh, magical potion. I attach it to my belt. It might be useful later on. I open the bottle and smell its contents. Let's smell it first. It smells tasty, like fruits cooked in honey syrup. You don't sense any hard drinks. Probably a healing potion. If so, it must be valuable. You know that you can safely seal the bottle again. The potion shouldn't spoil anytime soon. I'm being weird halfway, but I guess if maybe 1 damage would be fine. We have found a healing potion. That's awesome. Yeah, I close the bottle with its wax seal and attach it to my belt. Let's go with this. Found a healing potion. Using the light of your kiln, you memorize the holes. You climb up quickly. I go outside. Sodal is leaning against the wall, napping. Oh, this was cool. There's nothing else for me to do here. So now we would travel. We could also just still go back to the west towards the inn, or further east. I love this travel mechanic so far. Also, always this... Oh, what? Combat? Okay, let's go with this. Oh, pack of goblins. The neglected path barely finds any space among all the hills, trees, and streams. There's a deer on the ground, lying in a red puddle, surrounded by a small pack of creatures which notice your presence quickly. There's about 8 of them, with thick furs and shades of brown, grey, and black, and hairless faces with small eyes and large mouths, currently stained by the blood of their prey. Some of them move on all fours, while others comfortably stand on 2 feet. They are 2 to 3 heads shorter than you, but it's your mount which truly towers over them, and you see how a couple of the beasts take a few steps back, grunting and glancing at one another. The one with grey fur shouts, and the others move towards the rocks and sticks which are piled on the road. They hold them awkwardly, and some struggle to maintain a straight posture, leaning on their new weapons for support. Then, almost all of them spread to your left and right, blending with the shrubs loudly. Only 2 of the apes are standing still. I grab my axe and hold the reins tightly. I'm not prepared to face a pack of goblins at turn. Well, quick save. I grab my axe and hold the reins tightly. Sodal tries to turn around, but loyally follows your direction. Oh, that's a lot of options. I wait for the move. I dismount and prepare for the combat. I make a few threatening swings, focusing my attention on the beasts that enter the forest. I look behind me, just to be sure they are not already there. I throw them some food. Maybe they'll leave me alone. I may still have time to load my crossbow. I scream at the pack, shaking my weapon. I try to scare them away. I charge at the goblins in the middle of the road. I mean, we are a warrior. What violence option do we have? Oh, that just is essentially... Oh, this just makes our other choices easier. If I use force, there's no time to load the crossbow. I need to stay in the saddle. I won't be able to keep my horse safe. They're going to surround me soon. It's time to act. So these are... As my warrior instincts tell me that these are not good choices, so to speak, right? Awesome. Okay. I mean, they seem unsure. That is what the previous screen told us, right? So I feel like if we make the first move, we can scatter them. Scream at the pack, shaking my weapon. No, I charge at the goblin in the middle of the road. Let's just be first. I mean, even though they're trying to surround around us right now, they probably haven't yet. So let's just be, aggressive. Try to scare them away. The mount speeds up, though it doesn't have enough space to enter a gallop. You prepare your weapon, but while you may have hundreds of hours of training behind you, hardly any of them happened in the saddle. You do your best to focus. The younger goblin attempts to stop your horse, but the strike it receives sends it into the nearby bush, screaming in pain. The grey one, however, manages to grab your boot and is now trying to keep up with your speed, making one long leap after another. The first strong swing of your axe wasn't able to reach the target. A spear would do better in this scenario. That's true. I aim for the head, I kick it off, I have to ride faster. Oh, God. Let's not try to keep up with their speed, making one leap after another. Do I aim for the head? Do I kick it off? Aim for the head. I have to ride it. I mean, this seems to be the leader. We have to get rid of the leader before the others overwhelm us. I have to ride faster. Might also be good to get some distance. I aim for the head, though. A lucky swing of your axe hits its skull, not only crushing the bone, but also pushing it out of your way. It rolls over the road, and your mount runs faster. Still riding, you shake the blood off your blade. Your leg is free. The road is clear. We ride as fast as we can. One goblin down, nice. For a few more moments, you hear the angry shouts and screeches, but soon after that, it's again only you and your mount. Time to see what we're going to find down the road. Man, we lost nothing. Cool. And we fought some goblins as well. Ooh, a fallen tree. Well, the question is what awaits us here. But ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time to give you my honest first impression having played this far. Slightly over an hour, maybe a little bit cut down for you guys. Oh man, I see why this has overwhelmingly positive reviews. This is a lot of fun if you like choose your own adventure games. This is not just text-based. I love the scenery, the audio design, the music choice that you can actually explore there in the chapel with the right commands. That felt very rewarding. And keep in mind, I'm not a native English speaker, so trying to type in the right words to actually find a secret with English words without looking anything up, that is a great feeling. And the writing also seems to be very, very good. Very engaging, really gets you into the scene. I love this. The pixel art that also changes depending on what happens. It really seems like everyone can really have a unique journey going on with these different encounters. I now attack the goblins. Maybe they're with another character with a different approach. You could just scare them off or talk to them somehow if you know the language. That's what I always love about these types of games. They give you so much opportunity, if they're done right, to really, role play. To really have your character, your Roadwarden, to be played as, like, however you want. Also, the inventory management, the different stats to calculate this. You have a travel mechanic. You have to keep in mind the time. You have your character sheet, which, you try to act accordingly. Your inventory items, it's gonna hurt when you lose something. You have your... Oh man, I really hope nothing happens to your horse, but I guess it's always gonna be in danger and you really have to be careful. And if you lose that early on, that could also be very bad for your overall time limit or something. But yeah, if this keeps up, just for more, I don't know how long this base game is gonna be, but I mean, I already played an hour, so, and according to the map, if we fill out more of this map, maybe this is also only the first chapter. Also, apparently there's a fishing spot here nearby the fallen tree. Also a safe water source, nice. A blocked section of the road, impassable for cars and wagons. Crossing it slows you down, fair enough. But yeah, I want to save the game, and I have to admit, I think I might privately buy this and just play it for myself, because I love to play these games, to just really have a chill evening or 2 or 3 and just... experience a great fantasy, choose your own adventure RPG story. I'm seeing it. This was a lot of fun, and I really want to play more, but we're kind of running out of time here, unfortunately. So please tell me what you think of Roadwarden. Please tell me what you think of my presentation, and especially my reading of Roadwarden, if you managed to hold out to this point of the video. Please consider sharing this video. Make sure to stay awesome, and please, we're gonna see each other at the next video, alright? Thanks so much truly for watching, and bye-bye.